What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking ENT here again with another one. Man, look, man, you gotta be out of you gotta be kidding me, man. Look, Shakari Richardson, man, I defended her, but I cannot defend you on this one right here, okay? Now, what has happened is that Shakari Richardson had came after uh, the the 11th 11 time uh 11 time medalist, and also the most decorated medalist in women's track history in Allison Phoenix. After, I'm sorry, Allison Felix. Sorry about that. After she went out and supported, she gave her pretty much encouraging words. After the whole, the loud incident, or the weed suspension and everything. And she basically was saying on Jimmy Kimmel that she's obviously been through so much, and that she hopes that she just supported and hope that people can rally around her. And then she also said, obviously, she has a great personality. She's brought a lot of attention to the sport. I think she'll be she'll be in the sport for a very long time. She said, I think it's just more than anything for our athletes. There's so much that goes into it. We just give her the support that she needs. She took to Twitter and she posted. She said, and I'm talking about Shakari Richardson, after Allison had supported her and just straight up just was being encouraging, unlike Dominique Dawes, who was sitting there talking about rules as rules and not coming there supporting her sister. She said encouraging words on TV shows are just as real as well. Nothing at all, as she wrote on the gram. You know what I'm saying? It was on the gram, and it was retweeted or whatnot by a lot of other people. You know. Then she said. Then she wrote, "Be a good person, but don't waste time proving it." Man, you got to be kidding me. Look, that's why I just said, look, as much as I support Shakari Richardson and has had her back, even with the messed up interview that she had came with when she was, after her loss and everything, man. In this instance right here, I ain't got no type of defense for Shakari Richardson. She was dead wrong for this. And if anything, man, you should be thanking her. She's a 17-year vet in the game, and don't seem like she's slowing down either. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you should be picking her brain and trying to get better. But see, that's what they want to see. They want to see our queens combating each other, going at each other. You know what I'm saying? And it makes our community look so sloppy. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's sitting there, she's trying to be what you call the veteran and take her under the wing. That's kind of like pretty much extending her hand to her, whereas you sitting there and you being combative. I understand you competitive. I understand the competitive drive. I understand you probably want to be better than her. But in this case right here, you just need to shut the fuck up and get in the lab. What's up, Jelly Bean? I see you in the building. You said this new era don't want to take advice from the vet. Exactly. None of them do. You know what I'm saying? And see, it's the social media world that we live in too. It's the society of young people that don't really want to work hard, put the grit and put the grind down like they're supposed to. What's up with it, Scrub Zero? I see you in the building. You said salute Polo. Shakari Richardson needs to do better. No reason to be disrespectful and dismissive to Allison Felix, a vet, wonderful champion who wants to help. Got to be better. Yeah, exactly. You couldn't have put it any better, Scrub Zero. When she's up in there extending her hand. See, like Dominique Dawes, the gold medalist and gymnast. Nobody really, she had all this negative stuff to say about Shakari Richardson. Kind of like when she was asked about a question on the on the show, and she responded with, well, rules are rules, and kind of, she was actually being dismissive of the fact too. And I understand where she's coming from as far as rules are rules, but in this case, she should have just been like, you know what, I'm gonna hold my sister down. We all go through a lot. Look, she lost her mom. Hey, whenever you lose a parent, you lose a loved one, you lose anybody, any family member, it hits people in different ways. I've already talked about this. You could go look in my archives and go look at the other videos. I've already talked about this. You can't tell a person how to grieve. And Shakari Richardson, she grieved in her own way, and she took a lot of hit for it. Me, I was defending her. Hey, can't tell her whether or not to grieve in her own way that she felt like she wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? But in this case right here, Shakari Richardson was wrong. You should be picking her brain, and you should be taking advice from a lot of the other women that are there. When Allison Phoenix was young, she could tell you about trials and tribulations. She could tell you about her, being injured. She could tell you about the losses. She could tell you about her uh, having a baby and having to fight back late in her career and come back and be successful. She could tell you about all that. But what do? You sit there and you want to try to act like, a Muppet baby. You would sit there and you want to try to act, ratchet on the scene. That ain't nothing but just ratchet behavior. You know what I'm saying? But like, the women uh, that are that have a lot of maturity, she's still gonna carry it with class. Much like the Maria Taylor situation and the Rachel Nichols situation. Classy always wins. Classy always wins. Always remember that. You know what I'm saying? For my females out there, for my queens. Classy always wins in the end. You know what I'm saying? Fellas too. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, being a bigger person sometimes, and sometimes just keeping your mouth shut. That wins in the end. You know, and see, it's a lesson to be learned in this. What she needs to do is, instead of having all that energy and putting it out on Twitter and using her Twitter fingers, or the gram or social media, however you want to look at it, she needs to be taking that energy and putting it into something positive. It's just what I was telling my brother Ticket, yesterday on his channel about Stephen Curry. I said, yeah, he needs to take all that energy that he has about what's going on with the situation with the divorce and his parents and all this other stuff, and use that as fuel to the fire to be successful and uh, possibly take him pretty far. But he said that, a lot of this era don't really know how to do that. They're not built like that, and I really agree with that. I really agree with that. If it's me, I'm not saying nothing. I'm piping down. I'm gonna be better than her. You know what I'm saying? That should be your competitive drive, because there ain't nothing wrong with trying to be better than somebody in a particular sport. This is the individual sport. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pipe down and get better. Whether it's an individual sport like track, whether it's an individual sport like tennis, whether it's an individual sport like boxing, you're supposed to be better. Swimming, whatever it is, individual. And of course, with track and field, you want to beat the next person. And what way to beat the best? To be the best is to beat the best. You understand what I'm saying? So she needs to pipe down. She needs to get focused. You know, shut the hell up. Don't make no excuses. As my boy Big Who said, he said no excuse, just produce. That's how they rock out in L.A. Drew Lee. That's the Drew Lee statement. You understand what I'm saying? You don't win like this. And she's making herself look really, really bad right now. You made yourself look bad in terms of the interview. We kind of gave you a pass on that, but this one right here, you don't get no pass, Shikari. You don't get no pass. Now I'm not gonna be, that disrespectful and start talking about my queens and all that, man. But at the same token, though, man, you got to be held accountable for this. You know, you got a lot of young women and little girls that are looking up to you, that aspire to be like you, despite your shortcomings. And Allison Felix, a lot of women, and a lot of young women, a lot of little girls aspire to be like her. Just like much of the other women who might not have as many medals as her, there's a lot of other women that are looking up to you. So when they see something like this, who do you think that they're gonna try to be like? They're gonna think it's cool to say some dismissive or you know repulsive statements like that. Theo B, you said that's the part of the problem. We call folks kings and queens who ain't. Shoot, she's still a queen in my eye. I disagree with you. You know what I'm saying? She's still a queen in my eye. She just made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? My brothers are kings in their eyes. Are you perfect, Theo B? No. She just made a mistake. She's 22 years old. What were you doing at 22 years old? You understand what I'm saying? So we can't sit up there. She's learning and growing just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's a maturation process. But does she need to be held accountable? Absolutely. Yeah, I understand that. Right, I understand that. But you still make mistakes, homie. For real. I could shut that argument down real quick. Since you want to debate on this shit, everybody makes mistakes. Open your closet and tell me what skeletons you have that's all nice and clean. You understand what I'm saying? I made plenty of mistakes. I still see myself as a king. You know what I'm saying? And you too, Theo B. You probably made plenty of mistakes. What's the fact? The fact that you saying some out of line shit right now, yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? And I disagree with you, homie. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what I'm telling you is that all these young women, they got their opportunity to grow. So even though she made a mistake, I'm here to tell her to get in the lab, to pipe down and get focused, just like anybody else should. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still king and queens. If she was out on the road stranded or something like that, you gonna leave her? You gonna leave her there to fend for herself? No. I would hope you wouldn't. If you have a daughter, if you have a little niece, if you have a sister, let that sink in, man. It's the same thing with you trying to get positive reinforcement, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said she do need to shut up, pipe down, and get focused and get back into the lab. That's the only reason that she need to get better. But as far as her, being a queen, they are queen princesses in my eyes, man. They just learning and growing, just like anybody else, you know. But I understand where Theo B coming from. But man, he probably got an older school mentality than what I do. But I still like to let you know them ones make they mistakes that they need to make. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my daughter. She ain't perfect at all. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta I gotta let her know that she gonna make her mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be harsh when I've made my mistakes too. But I have to let her know, okay, hey, look, you're wrong for this, and reinforce it. But when she becomes successful, then what we can do? We can look back at it and laugh, and we can keep on moving forward. But it's all good though, man. Look, man, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Theo B, man, always a pleasure, man. You know it's all love, homie. Jelly Bean, I appreciate you pulling up. Big Who and Scrub Zero, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Tell them, man, like this video, sub. Also, hit the notifications too so that you're able to get my future videos. Until then, Polo Sports Talking ENT, I'm going to get at y'all.